Normally in a meeting, we have a sign-up sheet in the back to sign up to speak at the podium. Tonight, we're not using the podium. Tonight, I'm coming to you. So when we get to the end for the Q&A part of this, I'll ask you to raise your hand, and I'll come to each of you, and we'll talk about it together, okay? Tonight represents the first of 3 ideas. The board has a responsibility to the community to bring to the community ideas. Ideas on ways to increase revenue without increasing HOA fees. So tonight is the first of an idea, the number 1 idea, the first one. We have 2 more in the works as we are here tonight. We worked on it today in executive session. Up here, I'm gonna go through a PowerPoint so everybody in the room is on the same page with all the facts, the true facts. No. Facebook's not gonna go on the screen today. Just the facts. I have one other thing that's unusual that normally, we don't have a leak, we're okay. This is, at the end of the night, 1 of 2 things is gonna happen. It's empty right now. Maybe not. At the end of the night, as a community, we're gonna agree or disagree. And if this community wants not to go forward with this idea, you'll tell me, and I'm gonna listen. And I'm going to take this idea and I'm going to throw it in that trash can. And it's gone. And next month I'm going to bring you another idea. And the next month I'm going to bring you another idea until we figure out what's best for all of us. I had another prop I was going to bring tonight. It's hanging up in my garage. It's been there for the entire time I've lived here, and in the garage before that, and the garage before that. But I thought, nah, it's going to be a big crowd. It probably won't help. So I left the bulletproof vest at home. I look around the room, and I know you're all looking at me, but I'm looking right back at you. This is awesome. It's raining and everybody came out. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm humbled that you come out to talk tonight. So let's get on with it. This first idea, and it is an idea, it's not getting ready to be passed tomorrow by the board like they've done in the past. It's not going on the agenda in 2 weeks to the open session to say we've done it and let you know at the last minute. It's just an idea. It's an idea that's had a lot of thought, a lot of history looked at, a lot of legal counsel advice, and it's just the beginning of this idea. So thank you for being part of the beginning of this. It may continue at the end of the night. If you say so, I'll work hard to push it through. If the room says no, we don't think it's right for our community, then it goes in that trash can. So here we go. Sun Lakes Country Club, private membership programs. Go ahead. All country clubs sell memberships to pay for their golf course maintenance and upkeep. The HOA should not be paying the entire cost to maintain its golf courses. By selling private memberships, it will ensure our financial well-being now and for the years to the future. That's the premise of this idea. Go ahead. Major maintenance costs for new irrigation systems will be north of $4.5 million in the next couple of years. We're 40 years old, and that's what it's going to cost in the next couple of years when we have to replace the irrigation system on the golf courses. We're patch and repair year after year. The rising cost of patch and repairs is going to outweigh what it's going to cost for us to get up to the times with a new system. This is a natural transition in a golf course. Pipes get old, we get old, and they have to be replaced. So I just wanted you to know that these are the type of things that we're looking at long-term as a board of how are we going to pay for it? How do we set up now for tomorrow? By increasing the country club memberships, it will help with these future costs. These best practices will ensure our financial future. Go ahead. Championship memberships in the last 4 years. These are factual numbers. 2022, we had 265. 23, 277. 24, 258. 25, 183. 6,000 residents 183 championship memberships, down 29% from the year before. And there's a couple arguments why it went down so much in 1 year. The board of directors at the time approved raising that from $2,700 to $3,000. So people are not stupid that live here. They're very smart. They got this thing out and they said, well, I don't want to play in the wind and I don't want to play in the cold. And if I only play this many times, I don't have to pay the extra $300. I'll be under the $3,000. I can save some money. That's why that happened. Go ahead. The course gross cost to the HOA in the last 3 years, what it cost us to water, fertilize, cut, labor, pro shop, sorry, David, wherever you're at. He's got to eat. All those, there he is. Yeah. By the way, the bar is open, David. Somebody's going to probably have to buy him a drink when this is over. 23 was just a little shy of 2. 24 is 2.1 and a little north of that. 25, 2.174. 26, I don't know. 27, I don't know. 28, I don't know. If somebody in this room knows, please tell me, help me, guide me. I don't know. Go ahead. HOA percentage of dues last 3 years, including this year. Well, there's 4 up there. I can't count when I type this thing. 23, out of your HOA dues every month, $41.35. In 24, $36.58. In 25, $37.99. In 26, $39.24. In 27, I don't know. In 28, I don't know. I know we got to buy a sprinkling system at some point. I know things need to be repaired. I know gasoline prices keep going up for the cutters. I know cutters keep going up in price. I just don't know. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. Go ahead. Sun Lakes Country Club. Initial sales. This is an idea. These are private country club memberships, just like the ones that we have that we buy here. We would cap it at 50 singles and 25 couples for a private membership. Initial investment we would have to put up for 25 new golf carts and modifications to our existing cart barn that we would take back over, and we would have to reinstate the club account software and upgrade it so that we have our club account back, all of us. I got the first quote today, just trying to do some of the legwork, not knowing which way the community wanted to go, so I'm just doing my homework. And that first initial quote we got today from Terra, which is an Evolution product, the new carts that a lot of you are buying right now with an 8-year warranty on the batteries, these lithium batteries. The initial invoice was for $5,800 a piece. I was blown away how cheap. I mean, that was amazing. Those of you in the room that bought Terras, I'm sorry we got such a good deal, but sorry, Sandy. I know you just got yours. But they're amazing golf carts, and with an 8-year warranty, we would get some longevity out of it. But we would have to have these carts if we went this way because we're going to have to service the country club member. And maybe, someday get rid of the old ones that we have that barely go. Private non-equity membership. This membership gives full access to our facilities and events. All rights under the CC&R's rules and regulations and bylaws. Applicants must be 55 and older. We're a 55 and older community. So they would follow the same guidelines, the same rules, the same laws that we all do. No different. Application process. We will include the following. Membership committee endorsements. We would create a 5-person committee to initially show these people around the property, give them an application, review the application, and do the first interview. From there, a financial application and a criminal history authorization would be signed. The GAC would do a second interview with the director of golf, and then finally it would make its way to the master board for final approval on a signed contract. Any country club you go to, you do a financial background and you do a criminal background. When the board and I first started discussing this process of whether it would be good for our community or not, one of the board members says, no, I don't want people going through my garage. I don't want people looking in my driveway. I don't know these people. I said, okay, we have a $17 million corporation the 5 of us are responsible for. Raise your hand if you've been through a criminal background check or a financial background check, and nobody answered their hand. You guys aren't on the board. I didn't ask you that question back there. Put your hand down. Always the district delegates, right? Always the district delegates. So that's the process that we would go forward. They would go through a criminal background check, and they would go through a financial background check as well. Application fee, $150. Somebody has to manage and process that application. A non-refundable initiation fee of $5,000, $6,500 for couples. A single member monthly fee would be $650. A couple's membership would be $900. The trail fee and/or cart storage fee would be $200 a month. The bag storage fee would be $25 a month. A quarterly food and beverage fee would be $300 every quarter, use it or lose it, so it would stimulate food and beverage having to be open a few more hours to service these guests and their business associates and their families. Cart rental and escorted guest fees, it would be the current push-up pay. So we pay the same thing. If we escort a guest, it would be the same rate. Okay, so go ahead. Capital improvements. We would have an initial investment. I estimated at $10,000 a cart. I got the thing back at $5,800 a day. It's a lot lower than that. Cart barn improvements, we would have to extend it a little bit, so there's $100,000 there. The Jonas software system is $108,000 to get our club account back for all of us. Whether we do this today or not, if we all want our club account back so that we can use it in recreation, we can use it in the pro shops, and we can use it in food and beverage, this is the investment we're going to have to make soon to get that back up and running. That's the only thing holding this back at this time, so you know. That's a total of $458,000. It's going to be under $4. Income estimates in the first year, 50 singles, 25 couples, non-equity memberships at $1,072,500. So we pay ourselves back the investment. Plus the percentage of food and beverage, trail fees, and bag storage fees. We don't know who wants us to store their cart or who wants us to store their bag, and there's some variables there. Annual income after the first year is $660,000 net. Now, as a new board member, I was taught that for every $200,000, I can save the association. That equates to $5 per house per month. That's the matrix. So my personal goal early on when I got on the board was to find a way to increase revenues $2 million a year, not HOA monthly fee driven. That's my goal. That's what I want to give back to my community. So this is idea number one. This would take 1/4 of my goal to where we don't have to raise HOAs each year, okay? Here's some comparison clubs. I went out to a lot of clubs, but these were kind of similar to us. Bear Creek in Marietta is a gated HOA community that owns their golf course, like us. Same thing. They decided early on, they weren't gonna, the HOA, the residents said they were not going to keep this golf course up. I'm not flipping the bill for this. I don't play golf. Why should I have to do it? So they opened it up to non-equity memberships. Their $20,000 were non-refundable, $1,030 a month. The quarterly is $300 for food and beverage, and the trail fee is $1,390, $220 per year for bag fee, okay? That's a lot of money. Victoria Country Club, $15,000 non-refundable, $690 a month, $300 quarterly for food and beverage, and $33 for baggage storage. I don't know, $33. I don't know where they came up with that. Tequette. Tequette is down the street. Tequette is a public golf course. It is not a private golf course, okay? You can pay $450 a month. You can play Monday through Thursday only, and after 11 o'clock on Friday, and not on the weekend. And you're playing long rounds with a lot of public and a lot of people. It's not us. It's nowhere near us, okay? Mission Lakes Country Club, Desert Hot Springs, semi-private only, $465 a month. Quarterly is $150. That changed when I wrote this. I got the new one. They're charging Their HOAs are $550 a month, but that includes free golf. So I did the math, $140 times 3,327 homes, that's $5.5 million a year. Wow, they'll never go for that, right? Go ahead. Our financial future depends on our ability to stay up with the times, create new streams of income, manage and leverage our cost of goods and services. To ensure we stay a private country club and maintain our beautiful courses, we need to increase our golf membership. These non-equity memberships will bring serious golfers and they will have potential to buy a home here. Now, I'm not saying that yet. I'm going to give you a for instance. I'm a golfer and I'm a resident. And I bought here for the golf course. Very early on, I'm on the putting green, a week or two after my wife forced me to unload all the boxes. And somebody came up and said, hey, we have a little Tony Brown group. We play 4 days a week. You should just show up at 9 in the morning, $3. You can play with the guys, meet everybody. I did that. Then I joined the men's club because a lot of those guys play in the men's club. Then I joined the travel ball team. And they said, hey, you know, we have music on the weekend. We don't know your wife. Why don't you bring her out? All our wives come out. So we started doing that. Then we made friends. I think a lot of us in this room started that way. Then I fell in love with the place. And here I am, the dummy with a mic, standing in front of you all in the rain. We're spending money on billboards. We're spending money on magazine ads, trying to lure golfers to come here to help offset the cost, what it costs to run our golf course. And we're trying hard. And I started thinking one day, well, maybe we don't have to spend money to get people to come here. Maybe they'll pay us to come here. So if I didn't live here and me and my wife lived in, I don't know, Colton, and she just retired, kids are gone, I'm still working one more year and I play golf. So we start looking for a country club to go to. We go down to Victoria Club, we go all these other golf courses and we tour them and we land on Sun Lakes. So we join. We go through all the checks, we pay all the money, we do all the great stuff, and I start playing golf. And I meet the guys on the ring and they say, it's $3, Tony Brown Group. Come out this weekend, bring your wife. And we make friends here, just like we did. And a year goes by and I retire. It's time to downsize, like we all did. Honey, where do you want to move? Well, all my friends are at the club. I want to move to the club. I want to be with my girlfriends. I play bunco with them. You want to play with the guys. You want to be on the travel team. Naturally, it's what we all did after we got here. I think this is a way to help the association and get more golfers here and help us financially. Now, I said in the beginning this was just an idea. This is not the board's going to vote on it in 2 weeks. This is, let's go to all I hear is transparency, and you never listen to us. Today's about transparency and listening, okay? There's no podium, there's no sign up, there's none of that. I hope now everybody's on the same page and they understand factually what we're trying to do. Now, everything that's been on that screen is up for debate. Part of it might be good, part of it might be bad. Maybe somebody has a better idea in the crowd. A gentleman just handed me a proposal on a different way to do things here. And we went over it real quickly, but I'm going to read it because it was an idea I've never seen before. Now, we have the room for an hour and 10 minutes. And afterwards, I will stand outside and talk to you until we lock the building, okay? So who has the first question? Yes, ma'am.
Do we have to allow them access to everything?
That's a great question. And one of the lady golfers brought that up to me the other day. Everything's open to negotiation. We do not have to do anything we don't want to do. It's our facility. You're an owner here, and what you say goes. So we don't have to open it up to everything. No, to answer your question. Yes, next.
I'm Bill Bess, and I've been here, Sandy and I have been here since 2003, and nobody better than me has enjoyed this place. The last 4 years I've been on the finance committee, and every year we wrestle with how are we going to reduce losing $1 million on a golf course and $1 million in a restaurant. And we've got to get creative, and this is certainly one direction to go into. Now, I know a lot of you don't know this. We already have many guests that we bring over here from Four Seasons, from Solera, from Altus, from the Plantation. They may do everything. And they're in bingo, they're in bocce ball, they're in golf, they're everything. They have 100 carts supposedly over at Four Seasons, their own carts. They wouldn't need any carts there. Anyway, if we don't do something creative like this and add this to it, we're just going to have to be satisfied with increasing the HOA every year. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Victor. I moved in here about 5 years ago, and my neighbor, the first time I met him, said, make sure you close your garage door because people like to take things out of here. People walk around and take things out of your garage. So let's don't look at outsiders, look at ourselves first to start with. Second thing is, there's 3,200 plus homes here. We can't even support our own restaurant, and we have to eat every single day. There's not that many golfers. We have to think of another way to sustain things.
Thank you.
My name is Sandy. Oh, gosh,
Hold my beer.
I might not get back down. I just was wondering if you're going to do this on a trial for 1 year or 2 years. My guess would be like a 2-year trial because you're not really going to see, I don't think, the benefits of doing it 1 year. Would you be willing, thinking about doing it as a trial run to see if it's going to work for us or not?
Thank you for your question. If I was out shopping for a country club membership and you told me it was a 1-year trial, I probably wouldn't want to be part of your trial. Yeah, I don't think that would work. Sandy works at Bermuda Dunes Country Club, and they have 3 nines there, and they're a gated community. And 22 years ago, they went to this system, and they're very happy because their course is maintained in a proper manner, and the HOA doesn't have to pay for it anymore. And that was one of the deciding factors to at least bring this idea to you, was Thunderbird does it, PGA West does it, Bermuda Dunes does it. I could go on and on and on, all the clubs that do it. So thank you for your question.
Joe, we have some questions over here too for you.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Rich, and the question, how many inquiries have we had from the communities right close to us about the possibility of joining on this basis?
No inquiries, because before I get your permission, I won't talk to anybody.
We got one right here.
Joanne Dixon, I've lived here for 23 years. Will all this money that you raise goes directly to the cost of the golf course, or is it going to go in the general fund where we never see it?
It will go into the general fund, because out of the general fund, we pay all the bills. Okay?
Joe?
My question, my name is Bob Zola. I've been here 25 years. My question is, Joe, have you looked into the legality of this? What the rules say, what we can and not bring in here? Is it open to all the public, or is it just to retired communities?
It's a really good question. So first off, we're a 55 and older community, so it can only be 55 and older private membership. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it would be available to any individual that is in the area, that lives in the area, that would be interested in joining the country club that's 55 and older. It has nothing to do with Solera, it has nothing to do with Four Seasons or Altus, it has everything to do with Sun Lakes selling non-equity private country club memberships. We can only do it that way. You talk about legalities. If we can't be open to the public under any circumstances for any reason, our alcohol license is a private club license. We can't sell alcohol to the public. If we can only sell alcohol to our members and their guests, that's the law. This building was built way before a lot of ADA rules were ever created. It would cost us in the millions of dollars to get ADA compliant. Now, every new project we do must be ADA compliant, but we're grandfathered in on a lot of those ADA issues that if we had to build this building today, it would not look like this. Everything would be different. So for those two main reasons, it's the only reason why we would have to have a private, non-equity country club membership. The people that live here are equity members. We own a piece of the rock. They would not. I hope that answers your question.
Joe?
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
Hey, easy. We'll get to you.
Thank you for letting me speak. You mentioned at the beginning that if it was turned down tonight here, that it would be shelved, go on to something else. My recommendation is we're 3,327 homes. We've got maybe 300 homes represented here. I think we need to go to the community besides just this room full of people.
And do what? And do what? And do what?
Ask them whether you want to, or we want to table this for the future or continue on. I think we need more input from more people than just us here, although we're very good people.
Okay.
I'm on. So we own 3 homes here. We pay $1,800 a month in fees. My question is, the chart that you put up, you were showing like a $1,000 monthly fee for these people that are buying in, right? $650 a month.
Excuse me.
Okay, the $650 a month, does that include all of the golf they want to play?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay. That's what I thought. Wow.
How are you?
Yeah, hello, my name is Jeff. I've actually lived here 5 years with my wife, and since we've moved in, obviously we have had to pay the increase in dues just like everyone else here has been every single year that we've been here, okay? I come from a board and was a master board member, also a president of the board that I was at that time. I know that anything that we planned on doing, whether it be short, small, or large, we had a vote, and all of the owners were to vote on that. I have a question. Going forward with that. With our new restaurant, I understand we spent $1 million on that. Is that correct?
1.2.
$1 million on the restaurant renovation.
The lounge 2 years ago, Bob, where you at? You can answer that better.
Right
than me.
here, with $800,000 on the lounge and restaurant.
Okay, so we're very close to $1 million. So obviously, we're all in a pinch for that right now, as well as the golf course. I see that there's new sand out there. Can you tell me what the sand cost us a year to put in brand new sand on this course?
Correct.
That's just the back 9. What about the 18? Let's just talk about the 18 complete.
Well, it would be double that if
Okay,
we
so we're
had
talking,
to do that.
talking about $1 million.
It's a 4-year project. We're on the last leg.
Okay, so we're talking maybe about $1 million for that as well. So
that was the liner project for 466. So you're looking 50,000 to 100,000 depending on the sand that's needed.
okay, depending on the sand, I've tried to ask different board members and get information, and I don't ever seem to get the right answer. When we're talking about the sand that you guys are using, are we flying this in from Australia? Where are we bringing this sand in from that's $1 million? Because I think we can get some trucks together and go right out here. There's silica sand all over the place out here. We could probably pick up the same sand for about nothing.
Well, the 466,000, it's the liner and the drainer underneath. It's not just the sand. So when you say 100,000 out of that's the sand, the rest of it is the liner, redoing the drainage and everything on that. So that's part of the 466.
Okay, that makes a little more sense, understanding that. I thought we were paying $1 million for sand.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we have another question back here on the topic.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your question. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. You mentioned that they would have full access to our facility, and then you amended it by saying maybe that could be altered. It depends. But if they do have full access to our community, does that also include our clubs? So they can be members of our, different clubs that we have here? Or only to come to performances and things like that?
It's a very good question. The clubs are HOA residents.
Right.
We're not selling club memberships, we're selling golf course memberships and tennis and pickleball and those types of things. And to be very clear, everything's up for negotiation. This is just an idea, like I said in the very beginning. This is just the start. So I hope that answers your question.
It does, and I just have one more really quick. I may have missed it, but up on the board it said how much the software was going to cost.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I've seen anything that says how much the employee was going to cost to run this paperwork and check things out. So is that going to be an additional employee that we'll have to hire to do that?
Oh, absolutely. We would actually do this the proper way. We would hire a sales rep that would be on commission base to assist us with selling these products, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Hold on just a second, right here.
Would there be a cap on the amount of memberships, or what? So that is the cap. Okay, very good.
Go ahead, David.
Hi, Joe, and thank all the board members for the work they put in. I'm Ron Perry, and I was a member of Redlands Country Club for 38 years. I'm also a past president there. At Redlands Country Club, besides the full membership, we did have what we called a social membership, and they still have that. Now, the social membership cost $5,000 to join, $500 a month, and what you get for that is you get to play 3 rounds of golf a year, and you pay for it, and you get to use the restaurant. Now, number one, it is a world-class restaurant. What you have here is not anywhere near that, and that's going to hurt you. So, if you're going to try to sell this thing based on that restaurant, you're doomed. But I thank you very much.
I appreciate your comment.
I live in District 20 and I live on the golf course. And I was going to start talking about the money, but you've done a good job about that. But I did notice that the budget next year for the golf course is $3 million. And that's going to go up. That's going to go up every year because water's going up, chemical prices are going up, fertilizer's going up, pipes are going out. So I am here to offer an alternative to what you're looking at. And you may not be ready for it right now, or you might. I have no idea. I propose that we remove one golf course and keep the other. And we would then close one golf course and open the other to an entire park-like recreation area for every single resident in this community. Every single one.
David, do you have a question?
And
Do you have a question?
I don't. I'm just going to talk about this. Okay. And we would provide things like walking paths for everyone, wheelchair access for everyone. We would also have golf for everyone. We would, in truth, have an amphitheater. We could have picnic areas. We could have events. We could have something that every single member
Okay, ma'am.
here
Is there a question?
could enjoy.
No question. Okay, thank you for your comment.
We have another question over here, Joe.
Go ahead. I'll give it to you.
Hello, Joe. Thanks. This is an idea that I had, was instead of having everybody have to have golf carts here, we have only so many golf carts. Why not have a clause, if they want to sign, that they have to bring their own golf cart?
That's an option that I put up there.
Well,
That is
yeah,
an option.
I mean,
The trail fee
because
would be an option.
If Four Seasons has 100 golf carts right over there ready to be, all they'd have to do is go through gate 5, and they're here.
I understand that that's an option that we did provide in the initial.
And then all those costs of getting your new golf carts and where are you going to put them and where are you going to store them?
Sir, I'm not interested in selling only to Four Seasons. That's not what this is about.
No, but I'm just saying is it would limit who would be coming from outside the public.
I understand that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Randy?
Yeah. Instead of selling outside memberships to this golf course, why don't we just fix the restaurant, the way it had been for a long, long time. All of you were here when we used to have to call to get a reservation in the restaurant. We had good help. They helped us. They knew who you were, and they fired all those people after COVID, and they've never opened this restaurant up right since. And the food has gone downhill, the service has gone downhill. We do not need outside help to help us until we fix that, because that's just going to be a Band-Aid. It's never going to fix the problem. And if you have 50 people come in from outside here and buy a membership, and those 50 people bring friends with them to play golf, now you're going to have about 200 people, and none of us are going to get on our dang golf course. So we better find another way, and I think fixing the restaurant would be the first thing and quit doing some wasteful spending.
Okay, thank you.
Joe, over here.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Joe. Thank you for allowing all of us this opportunity this evening. I've been in public governance for 15 years, and so I understand budgets, I understand all of this. But I'm a little concerned, and I'm not a golfer, but I understand the passion, and I moved here because I love the people and I love the beauty of this place and dancing. But anyway, you know, you can hear the undercurrent here that if people are to entertain the idea of these non-equity memberships, people are very concerned about transparency, and I appreciate that you raised that issue, but you did mention that it would be part of the general fund. Well, you and I know, Joe, that it does not have to be part of the general fund. Nothing would prevent this board from setting up a restricted fund so that those monies, so that you can see what is actually happening, and you can set up measurables, and you can have benchmarks to see if it's really working. And so I would suggest, if there's any attempt to even go forward with this idea, if that's what everybody wants, I would suggest that you can do nothing less than to set up a restricted fund for those monies. Thank you.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
B has a question over here, Joe.
Good evening, Joe. How are you?
Fantastic. It's a great day at Sun Lakes.
Yes, it is. My question is, could you please clarify your statement regarding bocce ball and pickleball as far as access for their clubs as members, yet they don't pay dues?
$650 a month, $5,000 non-refundable. Everything is negotiable, but most country clubs have those amenities.
I'm not talking about having them available. I'm talking about they're using those amenities going into those club memberships. They're not?
No, they would have access to use
So they are
the
groups.
facility. They wouldn't be, no, the HOA has the clubs. I was very clear on that. HOA has the clubs. All of us residents are the club members.
So then we would need to add more bocce balls if we're going to have many, many more members who are available to join our groups.
Well, I agree with what you just said. 2 weeks ago, we bought the very best pool balls money can buy. So if I've got to buy more bocce balls, we'll buy the very best.
I'm for the lady who raised the restricted budget for golf only, if the memberships are for the golf club.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. My parents moved here in 1989. In 2019, I inherited their house. I've been here for 37 years. For 37 years, the restaurant has lost money, okay? We used to have 5 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a restaurant that had tablecloths and fabric, napkins. It was fabulous. I don't know what Redlands has. We don't need to have a 5-star restaurant, okay? But we do need to have more than 5 people Friday night. I'm here every Friday night eating, and there are no more than 5 people, and I'm 2 of them, me and my husband. Where are you people, okay? I have people asking me, can we come with you to your restaurant? They're from Four Seasons. Sorry, but they're from Four Seasons. They don't have a restaurant. They're other people out there that would like to dine with us that can't come in without being with me. Let them in.
Okay.
Joe, over here.
I have a question, Joe. Can I go? Hi, Joe. I have a few questions. One, you mentioned $650 a month, a $5,000 initiation. That's only a one-time $5,000 fee. So if you times that by 12, that's $7,800. If I want to be an annual member, I'm going to have to pay $7,920 a year because my HOA fees plus the $3,000 buy-in for the annual. So the non-residents are going to get golf cheaper than the residents, according to what your plan is here.
The non-resident doesn't have all the amenities that you have. Not all the clubs that are available.
They're going to be using our amenities.
They're not getting the $225 a month package for their TV or for their internet. It's apples and oranges.
Okay, I also have two more. I'm a daily golfer. I'm just learning. I only can make a reservation 5 days ahead of time. So now all these new non-residents are going to be able to book 7 days ahead of time and get on the course before me as a resident because they're an annual member.
Everything's negotiable. This is just the starting line.
Okay.
Joe, I got a question.
I can't sit there in particular every single thing
Right.
and say this is set in stone when nothing is set in stone.
Well, I'd like you to consider that. And then also with regard to insurance, in your, the lifestyles, you said that our insurance is costing us $100,000 over budget, 55% higher than in 2024. How are these non-residents going to affect our insurance? Have you checked with our attorneys and your insurance with regard to liability, more slip and falls, more personal injury? They're not our residents. They don't have pride and ownership of our facilities. So you really need to check with the attorneys and the insurance to see if that this fee would cover all the extra expenses. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. That's why we're here today, for people like you that can give us suggestions like that. So thank you.
Joe, I got a question for you back here, Daryl. Joe, does the new membership, does that include then they can bring their own guests with them to play golf?
They'd be just like you and me. They'd be private country club members. Yes, they would
Okay.
have that available to them, of course.
Then, just as a rough calculation, I didn't have the 25 extra people, but if just one member brought 2 people with them, that would make the pressure another 400 golfers on this course.
There's not 400 golfers a day that play here on any given day.
But there could be.
There couldn't be. So there's no. You go out here after 11:30 in the morning. There's nobody on this golf course.
Right. But most people are going to.
We have a golf course that's not being used, sir.
No, most of the new members are going to want to play between 8 and 1, like everybody else does. So you're going to compress it down to a 4 or 5 hour window. And if you bring in the 50 or the 75, actually, then you're going to have those people who could bring 3 or 4 people with them. And how do you accommodate?
Well, we did 15 years ago when we had 450 annual members without a problem. The place still exists. The walls are still up. The grass is still green.
Okay. I can actually help out with Joe on this one because we did just add a Twilight annual golf membership, right? And so we just added that Twilight annual golf membership. So I know that this is very difficult, because hey, we don't want to add anybody to our club. This is our club, your club. It's not my club, it's your club. And thank you for me being able to work for you. But the whole idea is we need to make more money, and the way to make more money is to get more golfers, right? So that they can pay for the golf clubs. We have done better this year than last year. He put up 183 championship memberships this year. We are over 210 this year, championship memberships. That's 10%. But we are so far behind. If you look at those years, right, we had 277 championship memberships 3 years ago, right? And so we need the revenue. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. All these things are negotiable, on a, hey, maybe we just open up the, 25 non-equity memberships for Twilight Golf only, right? Would that affect our membership that much besides them being here and playing in the afternoon. So it's just an idea. I am for what you guys want to do, 100%. So don't think that I want to work for a private club. I came from a semi-private club. I want to work for a private club. I like you guys.
Go ahead.
My name is Bob Messier.
Hey, Bob.
I've lived here 5 years. You made a comment about not interested in only doing the Four Seasons. Four Seasons has golf court. Four Seasons has golf carts. We could reduce our capital investment in having memberships. That should be probably a first step or a phase one of expanding.
They can't hear your answer.
That can't happen. That was reviewed by the attorneys, and we can't just segregate into one section of the community or race, creed, or color. You see where that would come back on us? It would have to be open to all. Who's next?
I'm next. Hey, my name is Lisa Andrews-Getsko. I've been here for about 5 months.
Welcome to Sun Lakes, everybody. Give her a hand. Welcome to Sun Lakes. Do you see we have great people? They come out, they're passionate about Sun Lakes.
We do. I mostly came to listen and observe, but my parents have lived here for 23 years, so I have seen Sun Lakes change over the last couple decades. I had a question. Have you considered the new app you have with QR codes where residents can give codes to their guests, applying that to a situation like this? Because I think most of the people that we might bring into our community mostly would be friends and family members, friends from other communities, but also family members. And a way to make us feel more secure might be to know all the moving parts. And the QR codes of having a way to maybe have a resident sponsor someone to come into an event might be a way of knowing who's moving around our community.
That's a great comment, and I'll answer the question if there was a question in there as well. The new license plate reader technology we're installing, the Go Access system, will do just that for every human being that comes on this property and leaves this property. So the trail will be documented going in and going out, whether it's a contractor or whether it's a guest or a friend, okay?
Hi, I'm Cindy Hernandez, and I have 2 quick questions. One is, I know you're talking about the car readers. On the weekends and holidays, to get into Sun Lakes is a nightmare for our family and
Okay,
friends.
I understand that, and I apologize, and that's why we went to the new system. Your guests will be able to go in all 6 gates moving forward when this system's up and running, okay? I hope that.
Okay, and then my other question is, you're charging them for the golf, fine, but they're going to be coming and using our facilities, and there's going to be more upkeep. What about our HOA fees? Because that's not part of the golf income you're bringing in. Are our HOA fees going to go up because now we have more maintenance?
The whole idea behind this is that they sustain or go down, not go up, if that helps. I've got this young lady right here that is sitting down. I would like to take her question next.
It's all right, I'll get there.
Hi, my name is Mary. I live in District 3. I've owned a property here for a little over 3 years. I've lived here full-time for less than a year. I do not golf. I just have some points of information. I know there are over 3,000 people, 3,000 properties and owners. What percentage of the owners golf?
5 to 10%.
And what percentage of our HOAs covers the golf course?
We put that up on the screen. I don't know it. I'm sorry. It's about 10%. But 100%, let me just add to what your first question. Maybe 5 to 10% of the people play golf here, but 100% of the people bought because there's a golf course here, okay?
I just wanted to know this because nobody ever explained this to me when I became a member. I don't mind having people become members that aren't residents here. I think it's a great idea. And if it'll help us offset the homeowners' increases in the utilities and salaries and everything else, I'm all for it.
All right, Joe, I got one over here on your right. Joe, on your right.
Hi, the golf carts that you're going to buy are going to need a place to stay, so I assume that's going to be the maintenance shop and the redo there, and Carlos will be booted out. Is that pretty much the case?
That's the plan.
Okay, I got a question over here, Joe.
Joe, my name's Mark Levin. I have a question. What happens when the 51st person wants to become a non-equity member?
The cap would be the cap.
And you don't think that there could be some legal problems with that?
No, all private country clubs have a cap.
Well, but these are non-equity. These are, you're capping and you're telling, all these people live in Banning Beaumont. We're going to pick 50 people. And anybody over 50, you can't come in.
It's our rules, it's our playground, sir.
I understand that, but we live in a very litigious society. And someone's going to say, you let him in and you wouldn't let me in. That's my first question. My second is going to be a comment. I was a member at Canyon Crest Country Club for 33 years. Private club. Anybody lived in Riverside at Victoria Club or played there? Those were the best greens in Riverside. No, let me finish. They didn't oversell it. They let non-members in. That's what they did. They didn't oversell the memberships, okay? And the other thing is that I believe Tony Brown decided not to play at Canyon Crest this year in the rotation. Why? Because it looked like a goat farm, because of all the other people. We have people here that don't fix divots, don't rake in the sand, and you think just because they're 55 and older and you do a criminal check or whatever, they come in here, that's going to add more cost because they're not going to fix the things. You can think that just because they're 55 years and older, they're going to do all that. They are not going to do it. We have members here that don't do it. So you're spending, and here's another thing. What happens when the guy says, I've had enough. I don't care about the $5,000. That's gone. I'm not going to pay $650 anymore. I'm leaving. You can't stop him from leaving. You can't collect that $650 from him for the next 6 months. He's decided I'm done.
Okay.
So you've got all these projections based on people paying yearly and never leaving. That's not going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to ask a question. Thank you. Can everybody hear me? I would like everybody in this room who thinks they live in a country club to raise your hand. You live in a country club, you're raising your hand. Country club. Hands down. I would like everybody who lives in an HOA to raise your hand. I'm going to say, do you think the IRS provides tax-exempt status to HOAs? Raise your hand.
Yes, it does.
I didn't, the answer is yes. Do you think the IRS provides tax-exempt status to country clubs? No.
Thanks for your comment.
Joe, I got Bobby here. I missed her earlier. It was my fault.
And I've got a lot to say. First of all, as far as the carts go, has anybody here ever used Toro for a car? It's a where privately owned cars are rented out, much like a Vrbo or an Airbnb, except the use is with cars. That can be done with carts. I actually have a friend working on a program with that. So that we don't necessarily have to do a big buyout or store them anywhere. They can use, how many people here have golf carts they rarely use? You know, they're available. That's number one. Number two, the thing that I see that a lot of people don't understand about a private golf club membership, The fact that they can use the facilities does not mean they can join the clubs. It doesn't mean that they can supersede the clubs on the pickleball,
That's correct.
courts. There are times, I have seen the pickleball courts not being used at all. So now we have a few using them, people that, you know, they've paid for it. The other thing too is 400 people getting new memberships, okay? They're not all going to play at the same time. They're not all retired. They're not all able to play Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're not all going to be here at the same time. So I think that we have to understand that this is an idea for getting money in. And as far as the restaurant goes, you can't expect to have a decent restaurant if you don't go. If you don't go and let them know what food is good and what food isn't. So go to the restaurant, have lunch once a week, have dinner once a week. Anyway, those are my ideas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. A couple of questions. I think this really needs to be fleshed out quite a bit before it would ever go to the community for, for a further view. For one thing, the $5,000 buy-in, if you will. Let's say I'm from the outside and I come in and I put down my $5,000, and a year from now, I'm gone. What happens? Does that $5,000, is that?
It's non-refundable. It's a
Okay.
one-time fee, non-refundable.
Okay.
That's
So-
what the other clubs do as well.
Okay, the next thing is you show a cap. What kind of a minimum? In other words, if we put this in effect and after a year, we've got 8 members, what happens? I mean.
And we have 8 members.
Okay, yet
You
we've
can't
built,
just stop swimming if you fall off the boat. You got to keep swimming.
yet we've built out for more. Okay. Well, all right, that's enough.
Let him finish. He's still, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Wait, Joe. Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. Right here.
So, Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. Been here since 2002. There were 400 men's club members. You had to go in the morning and afternoon. The place can handle a capacity. So, I like ideas, Joe. I appreciate that you got a nice crowd out here, and you can tell that they're interested, and you got to lay out a better business case with the details so that they can have their input and provide it in different fashions to you. Do not drop the idea. Let it go today, but ask either Finance Advisor Committee, your Procurement Committee, you got to have details, because there's things like reserves that cover some of the things you're talking about. You take away Carlos and the cart path and all that, you're going to have some problems with some of
We have
this
a
in
plan
there.
for that.
Yeah, well, then you need to define that plan. Everybody in here.
I'm not going to
would like
define any more than I defined today. If
That's
the community, let me finish. If the community wants this, it will go to the procurement committee next. That is in our bylaws, and that's what we created last month. We're keeping our word.
Okay, glad to hear you're going to go a little bit deeper so that they can all participate, and that you do need, I think, a community vote before you bring this together. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Hi, my name's Bob Buchanan, and I offered them a proposal of assessing every home $50 a month. That would go for the restaurant or the golf course or the executive golf course, and any combination, but it would give $60,000 a month to the golf course, $90,000 to the restaurant where they maybe improve monthly, that would improve their courses, maybe drop some of the prices, and $15,000 would go for the administration of that. And those people who may not be able to get to the restaurant, they would have maybe a package where they can call in and have them delivered to their home for a $25, and that would be twice a month. So everybody would get the money back, the $50 back, by using the restaurant, are playing 1 round of golf on the championship, or 2 rounds on the executive, or 1 executive and then the rest in the restaurant. But any combination to use their $50, and you have 2 months, not 1 month, but 2 months to use that $50.
Thank you. Go ahead, Rick.
Joe, when you and I talked, you mentioned 50 members and 25 couples. That's 100, and you said you could go over that. Is that 100? Is that the cap for sure?
Yeah, if I put it up there, that's the cap for sure.
Okay, another question is, I agree with Ken Johnson and someone else who made a comment. I think this needs to be mailed out to the ownership out here, and it should have pros and cons of doing this, and not to forget that maybe your property value could go down when you open this up. It's no longer a private community, gated. And the golf courses that you mentioned were not private gated communities. Victoria, Tuckwit, and Mission Lakes.
Bear Creek.
And Bear Creek, they are not private.
Bear Creek is gated.
It's not a private community. It's semi-private, the golf course. We're 100% private. I think that adds a lot to the value of our homes and everything here.
I like your comment, Rick, on the first statement that you made. We'll look into that. That was a good comment.
Can we call for a vote? I mean, we keep asking the same questions. Furthermore, you keep bringing the restaurant up. We never know when it's open.
I didn't bring up the restaurant one time, the community did.
The community did, but we never know when it's open. And when it is, the food is either uncooked or cold.
We're here for the golf course tonight. If you would like to contact me by phone, I'll talk to you anytime you want.
Okay, on the golf course, when I first came here, the rates were $282 a month. I'm on a fixed income, and it keeps going up, and if you do more for the golf course that makes us pay, then it's, you know, people are going to have to move, or people will move if you open that golf course.
Okay, thank you.
My name's Pam London. My question is, I noticed that you said something, they have access to the facility here. Is that going to mean the gyms, the swimming pools, bringing their family while they're golfing and having kids running around and things like that? That's going to create more hazards. You're going to have supervision at the pool, all of them. Maybe except the condos, they can supervise their own people. But who's to say?
It's a great topic. We've talked about it a little bit, and that's why we're doing this tonight, so we hear from everybody. So everything's negotiable, but those are great points you brought up. And this is all being filmed, so we'll be able to review this and take those questions and go into them a little bit deeper down the road.
Excuse me. My name is Don Christensen, and I live on the golf course, and we love every minute of it. Spend a lot of time sitting out there at the beautiful golf course. But when we came here 15 years ago, they had a program that they would give you 1 round of golf and take you for a tour around the golf. I wonder how many, I don't golf, my wife does, but how many people really have ever been around the whole golf course to see what it looks like? And if you do that to new coming people in here, now you've introduced to a beautiful golf course. Maybe they would be enticed to join and play, but they don't do that, I guess, anymore. At least I never got that tour from 15 years ago yet.
So we have a welcome dinner, and David speaks at the welcome dinner and talks to all the new residents, and that's why our numbers are up this year, because of David's efforts. And if you buy a home here, you do get a free round of golf. And if you're thinking about buying here, you get, well, I wasn't here 15 years ago, sir, I didn't qualify to live here. If you buy a new home here, you get that. And if you're thinking about buying a home here and you're qualified through a realtor, we give you a free round of golf to try it first. So that program is up and running.
Excuse me.
Hi, Joe. Denise Baker here, over here.
Hello.
There we go. Good job. I just wanted to ask a question about proposal 1, 2, and 3. You said 1 would go in the trash today, but what if
we're not happy with 2, and then what if 3 is not as good as 1? So I'm just trying to say, is there an option? First of all, I appreciate all the work that you put into putting the stuff on the screen and the information that you gave us. So I'm just curious if we're not going to evaluate 1, 2, and 3, which is...
We do one at a time, and when those are exhausted, I'll keep coming back with more. I'm not giving up on my community. That's why I'm running for 2 more years. We're going to keep coming back until we find ways to sustain our HOA fees that are livable for all. We have 103 down to 54. It used to be 53, now it's 54 years old that lives here. That's a lot of different age groups. I don't know.
Hello?
Give me just a minute, I'm talking. So I have a lot of different people to be concerned about, many different age groups. I'm looking for our future, and I don't think that's been done in the past here. Everything I've learned and I've studied, and I've been a student all year long, we have not prepared for our future. So I'm just going to keep bringing ways to you that possibly we can look for our future to be brighter and stronger. So that's my answer.
Okay, so we can evaluate proposal 1, proposal 2, and proposal 3, because it was my understanding when you first started, you said, if you're not happy with proposal 1, it's going to go in the trash today.
So I did say that, but let me clarify if I can, okay? What I was trying to say is this. I wanted the people to come here today to give me their input. If their input today is no, then it's no. If it's maybe, then we'll hold on and we'll work on it. But if it's no, it's no. The people here would be no, if they say no. I listen to what the people say. We're going to do a lot of these this coming year, because this is really informative. I'm getting great ideas from a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are getting ideas from each other, and that's how you get stronger as a community. And that's the reason why I wanted to do it in this format today.
Perfect, thank you.
Hello. Excuse me.
We have a question over here, Joe.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for your work. Appreciate it. I've been here 3.5 years, and when I first moved here, I was glancing through lifestyles, and after about 3 months, I started scratching my head when I looked at the financials. I'm thinking to myself, this can't possibly go on.
Right.
And I just kind of wonder, how are you going to stop the bleeding here? Because there's a lot of stake here besides the golf course or the restaurant. These homes should be worth more than they are. But I don't think we're offering enough to attract that. This idea is the best idea I've heard in 3 years.
Thank you.
This is a great idea.
Thank you.
My question to you is, you have any history of private or country club communities that opened up their membership? How did that affect the value of their homes?
Went up.
Thank you.
PGA West went up. Bermuda Dunes went up. Thunderbird went up.
Thank you. And as regards to the restaurant, we're beating the dead horse here. I'm telling you right now. We have 3,000 homes, 3,500 homes in here. That's not enough to support a restaurant on a regular basis. There's no way.
Well, I agree, and that's why we're looking for solutions to those problems. We're looking for revenue sources to ratify those problems.
Well, the golf course is a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right here, Joe. Right here.
Hi, I live right on the golf course, and for the last year plus, I have been stuck in my lounge chair because of health issues, and all I've been able to do is look out the window at the golfers on the championship golf course. There are, at the most, 16 carts on a good day that I see go by from 8 in the morning until 4 in the evening. You guys, you're saying no, 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 but yeah. Now, I have kept track of that. I have a couple of questions. I love statements. I love the idea of opening it up. Somebody asked about the swimming pool. Isn't there a key required to get into the swimming pool? And none of the gates are all open to, okay, because I live in Lakeside and I know I have to have a key. My question is, the green belt that goes along the houses, along the golf court, course. Why, if we are not allowed to use that, is it not considered part of the golf course maintenance?
Years ago, they separated that into common area versus golf course. I can't give you any more answer than that because I wasn't involved at that time, but that I do know is factual as a resident living here.
So how do we change that? Because as part of Lakeside, I have additional fees because I'm on the golf course. And but why?
I
that
don't
needs to
believe
go
so.
back?
I don't believe that to be the case.
My HOA is higher than what it is in a lot because
I can't answer on behalf of the sub-associations.
Okay.
I don't represent them, and I don't know your bylaws. I can only tell you what I know for the HOA itself.
Okay. I would like that to be looked in, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Please give me a call or email me, and I'll get back to you right away. I have this young lady right here. She's been waiting a long time.
Color Sub-Association. I think in your presentation you failed to include two things. You mentioned administration costs, hiring a new employee to do this, hiring a new employee to do this. So the numbers will be skewed by not even having estimates on what the additional overhead is to run the program. And number two, I would speculate that certainly a percentage of the 100 potential members are also going to be friends and currently guests golfing on our golf course, and we're talking championships, so $75 a day. So we need to have some estimate of the offset, because if they just say 100, they play 100 times, that would be twice a week, at $75, that has to come off of this.
It goes on to it.
No, because they're not paying it anymore. They join the membership and they quit paying the $75. So it could end up being a negative, not a positive.
Thank you. That's a good point.
My name is Jerry Phelps. I was just told to go ahead. I am a 10-year resident of Sun Lakes. I was also treasurer of an HOA in Sherman Elks, and I have some comments I would like to make. If you open this up to outside people, that is a non-equity country club membership, that changes our status from an HOA, that HOAs are in fact have a tax break. Country clubs, private country clubs, do not. Furthermore, if you open this up as a country club, a golfer has every right to expect that he can use a locker room, that he can put his clothes away, that he can shower, he or she, I should say, and that after he golfs or she golfs, they can have a drink or something to eat. At most country clubs, people go into the swimming pool. Also, while most country clubs don't have bocce or ping pong or other smaller facilities, they do offer tennis. This is something that I have become familiar with because I was a member of a country club myself. Yes, we do have the right to limit what outsiders can do, but there are standards for country club memberships where you are charging $5,000 to begin with and then $650 a month. Furthermore, we do not even know if there are 50 single people that are interested in coming in here. We do not know if we would have 50 members. We want to spend a whole lot of money getting ready for this. Nevertheless, we have no idea what this will bring, when it will bring, and at what point we will break even. By keeping the money separate, we have a way to keep up with the added expense, and we can go ahead and cover what other insurance may cost and other labor may cost. Additionally, people will be driving over here if they're coming from Solara. They cannot come in their golf cart. Where are we going to put them? Where are they going to park? Parking is another issue, and that again brings up insurance. I want to say lastly, I moved into Sun Lakes knowing it was a country club. I didn't care. I don't play golf. I pay my dues. I have never seen the golf courses. I have never walked the golf courses. I have no idea what they look like. I moved here because this is a gorgeous community, and it's part of the community. Whether I play golf or not is of very little consequence to me. I moved into a private community, a gated community, where I thought I would be with people like myself for the entire time that I lived here. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for those comments. Those were awesome.
Hi, Joe.
Very nice.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Sandy Cooper, and my husband Keith and I moved here in 2016. We came from Arrowhead Country Club. We belonged there for 25 years, so we understand country clubs. We loved the golf course. It was beautiful. The greens were thick and plush. The fairways were gorgeous. If we moved here today, well, we wouldn't move here today, actually. If we saw the golf course and the
You don't live
condition-
here?
We do live here.
Oh, okay.
But
Go
if
ahead.
we did come here and decide to move here, today, we would not. The golf course has been so overwatered, the greens have no root system, the fairways are bad, there's weeds taller than the plants, there's weeds all over the golf course. It's in such bad shape, I'll tell you what, we would not move here. And it's a shame because it's been overwatered and not taken care of.
Okay, thank you for your comment. The golf course has not been overwatered. The golf course has been treated in the last 12 months with a product called WaterSolve. It was a test pilot program by our greenskeeper. That test pilot program cost us $90,000. The byproduct of that is that the course is moist. It's a test program. They're trying to get used to how much water we do need because it was taking on so much water. It opens up the root. So when it rains, everything drains fast. We're not closed for 3 days. We're closed for 1 day. That was a byproduct. We didn't even realize that with the root base open, it would absorb all the water. So our water bill went down 1/3 last year because of this new product that we're using. So although our greenskeeper is still trying to finite what's perfect at what condition, it's working amazing. It's saving us tons of money. And the root base on the green is amazing. The greens are holding right now. In the wintertime, in the dead of winter, they're holding. So I disagree with some of your comments, but I appreciate you being here today and sharing with us your thoughts because you're just as important as every other person sitting in this room. Yes, ma'am.
Joe, my question is, it's my understanding that the board has the sole right to hire a new management company. If this proposal, or any proposal, whatever it may be, would that decision also be the sole discretion of the board, or will it be put to the community as a whole?
The board of directors have the sole discretion to vote this in or out. I chose to bring it to the people. That's the difference between today and from days in the past and from days moving forward. I'm setting a precedent today. I don't care if we're here till midnight. Everybody has an opinion and I'm going to hear it. People voted for me and I'm going to do my job for them. So to answer your question, yes, they could.
Back of the room. Back of the room, right here. Judy Jones.
Hi, my name is Judy Jones. I'm currently president of the Lady Niners Golf. My husband and I both play. We moved here because of the golf courses. I think anyone that buys in our complex here's Golf Country Club. They have to assume they're going to buy on a golf course. There will be a golf course, and that will need to be preserved. So I'm sorry, it's just one of the amenities of many. And right now, the golfers usually get tagged for our rates go up every time. All the other amenities, pickleball, tennis, everybody goes free. So they don't pay upkeep on the courts, they don't pay upkeep The lady that does the exercise doesn't pay for the room. We pay for that golf course. The definition of a non-equity thing states that amenities, members typically enjoy full access to the golf course, clubhouse, dining, tennis, and fitness facilities. That's the Google definition. I also have to state that would this be a yearly thing? They would have to sign up every year? Because once you start this, if it's not successful and it's not raising the money you hope, and also that money is going to go in a general fund, it's not going to the golf course, it will help, but will go everywhere else. Is that correct?
Well, the general fund is where we pull the funds out to pay all of our bills. So it doesn't matter what account we put it into. Our accountant can account for where things are, what the expenditures are. Our financial statement's over 400 pages every month. So it's really irrelevant what line item we put the funds in, as long as we know that's where it came from and it's documented, and what the income, trash in, trash out, if you will.
Well, what I'm saying now is these people, if they pay this one-time fee, then if you find out, okay, we still need money in a year, 5 years, our HOA will go up, but these people will not have an increase, will they?
No. There'll be an increase. There'll be an increase, just like we have increases. Things go up for them as well.
Because normally it states that once you pay, that's it.
No.
That's the ones I've been reading.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the people that do get in here and they golf? What if they violate the rules? Is there going to be a special suspension for them, or some
Just
type
the
of?
same as us. They'll go through the same process and the same rules that we currently have.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were going to need marshals on the course. We've never been able to afford those before, but these are people coming in playing our course, and it's not their course. They don't have an investment in it. We own a home here, and this will not be the same representation. You will find out when you let people in outside of here and they bring their outside friends, things are going to change. So I don't appreciate that at all. Also, let's see, one more thing. How about the additional insurance, the liability? Because right now, we live on the golf course, and if our window is broken, we have to pay, and that's in the CCNRs, I believe. I don't want to pay for somebody outside of here breaking my window. I'm sorry. I'm disrespectful. That's very disrespectful for the people that own here. Let me see. Oh, it's not going to cheer team here. Anyway, also, the HOA would be increased to the membership. Also, I already answered that, okay. We talked several times regarding this issue, and that monthly, they formed a committee for golf to make money, and I was on that committee chosen, and we went through lots of the ways to make money. But now, we lost a pro in our golf shop, and it wasn't replaced, and they are short on people there helping now. So I would think you would, if you're going to add people, you've got to add people in there, and that's an expense. Everything is going to be needed to open this up and attain these people here. This is going to be costly for us. And at that little bit of money they're investing, I don't think it's averaging out, to be fair to the homeowners here. So that's all I've got to say, but I don't support this at all.
Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
Okay, I just have one last thing to say, because Judy covered the two that I wanted. We've got to have marshals on the golf course, if that's what we're going to have. Rule violators are going to have to be covered. But one other thing I'm concerned about is all our community, the safety. Are we going to improve the safety and our people that supposedly drive around? And, I mean, I've had to call them to get people off of my streets that have come in. So,
Can we keep it golf-related, ma'am? We can talk
All right.
offline, but
All right. So a couple of comments. My family's been part of various assorted clubs through most of my lifetime. Some of them were private. They turned the club into semi-private, not non-equity memberships, so that they could defray the cost of raising HOA dues for that community. A couple of things I'd like to see in the detail of the proposal. I'm intrigued by this. I live on the golf course. By the way, I pay $500 a year to repair my roof, right? I return golf balls to people I know I bought on a golf course. I pay to replace my window. Even the pros have crappy shots, right? You've seen them.
David does a lot.
They do. So that's
David does a lot. I play a lot of golf with
when you
David.
buy on a golf course, that's what you buy. So that's what happens, right?
If you're on the 11th on the right-hand side, I've witnessed him, yeah. go
No,
ahead.
I'm on 16, but that's okay. So it just happens. Physics happens. Trees are out there, right? Just happens. I would like to see in the business plan, the plan around advertising. Like, would you go to the different 55
I
places?
have one for phase 2 if it gets past phase 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good to hear. And the costs around that. The other concern I'm hearing in here is around if we do just food and beverage and golf. That's great. I don't have a problem with that. How would we pay for not letting them in the billiard room and making sure they're not using the pool or that kind of thing? That needs to be considered in there as well. I'd like to see a copy of the contract that they'd have to sign so that we can see where their limitations are, so we can see spelled out in there some of the concerns that have happened, that have been discussed here. And I know you're recording this and you'll get all that. But there's something else folks need to consider. If we did the whole raise the hand thing, there's a bunch of amenities here I am happy to pay for that I don't use. I'm perfectly happy to pay for bocce. I'm perfectly happy to pay for tennis. You can see I don't go to the gym. So I'm okay to pay for the gym as well, right? So that's good.
I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to put 1 5-pound barbell at the corner of the bar down here where you sit every day.
Okay.
You'll
Yeah, my
never be
spot.
able to say that again.
Hey, you can see I do support food and beverage, right? So I'm there. I'm the lady at the end of the bar. That's me. So I'm happy to pay for the upper cable channels that I don't use. We moved in here. Any gate you go into, you see the golf course. You see one of them, right? So that's part of the attraction of this place. They're not green belts. I like the thought that we are putting something in front of this membership so that we don't have our HOA dues go up maybe $50 next year, or have a special assessment that comes through that's to the tune of several thousand. Because I'm respectful of the fact that there are people here, unlike me, who are on fixed incomes and cannot keep affording that. So the other thing that we may get out of this is I live in a very large district with a lot of homes that are for sale. We might have people who come in and buy membership and say, this place is pretty damn cool. I want to live here too. Now, you can't put that into the budget because we can't predict that, but that's always a possibility. So, thank you.
Great points. Thank you.
Behind you, Joe.
Joe's a salesman. He's selling us on an idea. What he needs to do is develop it, put it in writing, and send it out to all of us so we can all vote on it. That's my idea.
Okay.
Good idea. Right back
Dave.
here.
David, go ahead.
Hi, I just want to go back to the HOA has control of the clubs. You can't even keep track of all the outsiders that come in and play bocce or tennis or are in here on the bingo. And that's when you see the most vandalism, is when you let the outsiders come in and be on bingo, number one. Number two, with all the extra parking you're going to need, we are not going to be able to use our own amenities. They're all going to be taken up. In fact, when you have a good thing going on, we can't find parking here. So with all these outsiders that you say can come in and use our restaurant, all this, come to music, whatever, they're going to take our parking places and we'll be sent back home with nothing.
Thank you for your comments. I want to address the bingo comments. They're incorrect. I set the standard this past year for bingo. Residents from the outside must be allowed to come in per the state of California bingo license. With that being said, I found out that guests from the outside were coming in at noon and using our pool. And they were hanging out in the pool room, shooting pool. Not anymore.
Why don't we just raise our HOA fees a couple $100?
Let me finish
every
talking,
month?
Victor. I'm not done yet.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
That's okay. Bingo, if you're an outside and you're coming in, you can't come in till 4 o'clock now. The guards will not let you through the gate. You have 30 minutes to park. The residents get first dibs at getting inside here and getting the tables first. That is a new rule that we started this past year. It is true. I set the standard for the rule. That is the rule. If it's not being done, then I thank you for the input, and I'll make sure it's getting done.
Hi, my name is Ray Curtis, and Joe, you don't need your vest. We're pretty nice to you tonight. Okay, so you did a good job. I want to commend you for bringing this forward because I've been here a while, and other board members, when the community wanted to do something like that, they turned a deaf ear to it. So I commend you for doing that. The lady sometime before me brought up an idea, and I think you said something that was taken wrong. You said, based on tonight, if this isn't, it's going to go in the trash can. If that was your intent, I don't think that should happen. I think sometime tonight, there's not everybody here, but you should get an indication if we should move forward with this objective of lowering our expenses from this community, and then keep it there. And I'd like that other lady, I'd like to hear number 2 and 3, because maybe you can put 1, 2, and 3 together and part of it too. So I'd like to see the whole package. I don't know if that's your intent.
The whole intent is not the whole package, because there's a lot of legwork that goes into each particular one. I want to ask a question right now. A lot of people have left. They've said what they had to say and they left, and that's fine. But what I'm feeling, and correct me if I'm wrong, I need to go back and do more work on this and come back, and we need to do this again and just keep going up the ladder? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is, I don't need the trash can tonight. You want me to go back and work hard on this project and bring it back to you again.
My name is Linda Vieira. I've lived here for 17 years. When we don't golf, but we love walking around this community. It is just a gorgeous community. You can see the golf course everywhere. We don't golf, but we love the golf course. The bottom line is that the restaurant and the golf course are costing us a lot of money, and that money has got to be replaced. We have to find a way. Either our dues are going to go up, we're going to have special assessments, or we're going to do something to increase revenue on the golf course and revenue in the restaurant. I think that the thing you have to do is find out from the community if they want to go forward with opening up the golf course. The reason, and for me, I would not want to have to have a party at the South Clubhouse and find out that somebody from the non-equity membership has a party there. I wouldn't want them to be able to do that. That's part of the HOA. Right, but the thing is that, I think you need to find out if people want to go forward with opening up the golf course before you have specific ways to do it. If people, I think you should send it out to the community. Are people interested in opening up the golf course? If they're not, then they're not. If they are, then there are many, many different ways to do it. But we shouldn't be talking about all those different ways to do it. Right now, you want to know whether people want to go forward with opening up the golf course. And you need to find out from the community if people want to do that.
Well, a lot of the people,
Thank you.
If we don't want to go forward with at least listening to what he has to say, why don't we just raise our HOA fees up a couple $100 and say the hell with it all?
Joe, I'm over here on this side, David Marshall Keeley,
Hi, David.
Laguna Seca Laguna Seca Speedway, and we call it Laguna Seca Court here. So I think you heard tonight a lot of suggestions. You got more suggestions than questions, and I think you wanted questions, but I think you made the right comment a while ago. I think you should, don't put this in the trash. We want to know more, so I want to see a more thorough business plan. Thank you. I know you can do it.
Thanks, David. I think my next step, when I get back with the board and we're going to discuss it, I'll probably go to the procurement committee and we'll give them the directives on how to move forward and get more information and get back to you again, and we'll do this again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your passion. Although I agree with most of you, I'm with you because I am a resident just like you are. We're going to do this again. I hope we get a bigger crowd next time. So thank you so much.